Our first employee spotlight is about friendships and being your best self. Meet Deb Daniels, one of Oprah's ultimate viewers.
Well, it all started when my friend Kathy McCarthy was reading the newspaper and saw there was a contest for the ultimate viewer to attend the premiere taping of the final season for Oprah. And her entry was chosen. So we ended up going to the premiere taping of the final season. We just thought that we were getting filmed to see if we were going to get tickets to the show. And we went to our favorite breakfast place in Zachary's in Stoughton. Next thing you know, in walks Gail King. She walks us out into the parking lot, and there's a Chevy Traverse, and she said, "You are going on a 3-day road trip to the Oprah Winfrey Show."
These friends were off on a great adventure, catching all of the scenic American stops on their way to Chicago. Little did they know, incredible times were yet to come.
We drive up to this parking garage and onto the stage, and there was Oprah right in front of us. And we were in the middle of the taping. So I turned to my girlfriend Linda and I said, "Linda, nothing is going to ever top this in our life." And sure enough, John Travolta comes out 5 minutes later and says, "We're going to Australia." The whole audience.
These friends were pampered like the famous, enjoying everything Australia had to offer. Amazed at how lucky they were, they wondered, why would Oprah pick them?
We had lunch with her one time, and she gave like an inspirational talk to everybody, and she wanted people to feel special, and she said to them, "You know something? You weren't drawn to me. I was drawn to you. That's why you're here." She always came back to that theme of live your best life, and I mean, that's what she always talks about, living your best life. And I think for me, I tried to come back with that feeling of living my best life personally as well as professionally.
Bill OBrien from Quincy Dahab believes in family. He relocated back to Massachusetts to start a new life when his family needed him.
I'm a fellow who grew up with a disabled person in my family. We were, the only 2 children in the family. It was just the 4 of us, a little nuclear family. I had a lifetime of developing a shell of patience, dealing with a disabled person with some emotional issues growing up. And I'm someone who took over the role as guardian and almost parent when I moved back to Massachusetts. I'm someone who likes to help people. That's probably the most fulfilling part of this job. It's a job that you have to be passionate about it. You can't come into this job and just do it for a paycheck. It's impossible. You'd burn out quickly. You have to really, really want to help people. And that's what I do. I have kind of a concept for my day hab where, because growing up with Steve, I know some of these folks haven't had the best lives. So I try and give them a good day every day. If I can have some of these folks just come in here, learn a little something, and have a couple of laughs, then it's been a good day. And I try and do that every day of the week. And that's kind of my philosophy for running this day hab.
Before coming to Wraparound Family Services, Marianne Tufts was an executive. Marriage and adopting 3 sisters put her life on a different path.
We started our journey with my eldest child, who was diagnosed at the age of about 13 through an inpatient hospitalization with mental health, bipolar diagnoses. Her 2 sisters followed her in diagnoses. We were going to be the best damn bipolar family we could be.
Alongside her mother, Yolanda testified in the Massachusetts Senate chambers.
She spoke of what it was like as a child with a diagnosis to be in a hospital and look in your parents' eyes and know that their hearts were broken, but there was nothing that they could do to help you.
At the age of 16, Yolanda took her own life. 8 months later, Yolanda's law was passed, initiating reform for the approximate 100,000 children and young adults affected by mental illness in Massachusetts.
Yolanda's legacy is not only this law, people that she touched, whose lives she changed by listening to them, by knowing who she was and what she had gone through and trying to make it better for others. My work is the reason that I get up every day, because every once in a while I leave a family with a little bit of hope.
Sissy Johnson was born in Liberia. This is a man who never forgot his roots and returns to his place of birth to pay it forward for the youth of his country.
The reason why my focus is back home is what I experienced during the Civil War that lasted for 14 years in Liberia. So when we started, we decided to do healthcare and education. But when we met with the Minister of Education in Liberia, we were told that we should try to help the government to build a library, because I believe that education builds a nation. So if we give them the tools to learn, I think they can be a better people for the future. And we also have 4 students that we give scholarship to in Liberia. One is at the University of Cottington, and the other 3 children, 2 is in elementary, 1 is in high school. The smile from the children's faces, and you see, even if you give them a pencil, a pack of pencil, you see how grateful they are, and they are very, joyful and dancing. So that keeps me going personally, because it's not about me as an individual, it's about what I can do now, that tomorrow, if I'm not around, that we can plant a seed that will be able to grow and have a positive impact within the country.
Connecting people for a brighter tomorrow.